Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Enrico all over again for the third Reply Sustainable Investment Challenge webinar, progress webinar, as we call them, because we are here to welcome all over again all the participants. In general, curious about our challenge. Why not? Even if not participants, you are welcome to join us. And it's a pleasure to have together with me as always, all of our guests. Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes.
I think
Hi,
so.
everybody.
Yes, loud and
Hello,
clear.
everybody. Yeah, that's good. And I see all of our familiar guests, let me say, and even some new ones. And so happy all over again to present you because together with me, I'm here from Reply headquarters in Turin. Live, it's 5 o'clock and 1 minute, actually, 5 and 1 minute. Right now, Central European Solar Time, we have the creators, the team behind these amazing challenge, the Reply Sustainable Investment Challenge, the so-called Reply Titanium team that is captained by our coach, Paolo Fabris. Ciao, Paolo.
Ciao, Enrico. Hi, everybody.
Hi there. You changed a bit your usual location? Are you not in the studio?
No, not in the usual location, right?
You not usual location. Okay, that's it. Just, because it's a long journey. So time by time, I take care of the details, okay, just to check everything working. Together with you and again part of the Reply Titanium team, Elisabetta Veneziani. Ciao, Elisabetta.
Ciao. Hi, everybody.
Hi there. Welcome again. All good?
Thank you. Everything's good. My location is the one as usual.
All right.
Not sure.
That's it. And from a new location, and actually a member of the Reply Titanium team, but a new member of our progress webinars, Mauro. Ciao, Mauro. Welcome on board.
Ciao, hello, everybody.
Hello there. Pleasure to have you. The kind of home working setup, right?
Yes,
right?
yes.
Or,
that's my
so.
my living room.
All right. And together with you guys, it is a pleasure to welcome again from the past year webinars my mate and friend, Mr. Davide Cagnati. Ciao, Davide.
Hello, everyone. Ciao, Enrico.
Hi there. It's a pleasure to have you again with us this year for the third webinar, because past year we had the long journey of the Reply Investment Challenge, and we were used to have you on board as the man behind the numbers, and together with us these the numbers, let me say, the stats behind the challenge, the stats of the players. And so pleasure to welcome you again in these sessions of webinars for this new year. And last but not least, of course, from our partner, Banca Generali, again, in partnership with Reply, realizing this amazing challenge, Maria Grazia Dossena, Head of Strategy at Banca Generali. Ciao, Maria Grazia.
Ciao. Hello, everybody.
Hi there. Pleasure to have you again with us this time for the third time, because, of course, as all our audience is waiting for, we will have another market update in order to share some, to answer all the questions coming from the audience, and even to share some hints to the people connected with us and about to play, already playing in the Reply Sustainable Investment Challenge. As we were used the past time, I see that you were convinced by this metaphor, let me say. We are here as the professor, the teachers at university, in front of the students coming at lesson. So if you come at lesson, you will receive something more. So by following the webinars, you will learn something. So that's why we are sharing this, okay? We invite all the people playing at the Reply Sustainable Investment Challenge to follow, to watch, to attend those webinars, because this is something worthy for you. We answer your question, and sometimes we give you some hints, something useful for the playing, right? Seems so. Okay, yeah. We stress these guys. If you want to share with us your question, you can interact with us, share your question, your doubts, your feedback, even just where are you connecting from. We are more than happy to see you just say hi, and that's great. Let me welcome, of course, on challenges.reply.com, all the players, but even on chicknorristv.reply.com, our internal video platform internal for the repliers community. Hi guys, to all the repliers connected with us. Of course, you can chat and interact with us through the discussion panel on chicknorristv.reply.com. Just if you are a replier, so a member of the Reply family, an employee in Reply. That's it for the starting part, the welcome part. I say hi to all the people, and all over again, we'll be live right now from now till 6 o'clock. So what kind of 1 hour to interact with us and share your question. But let me recap its time. I'm sorry about it, but to share a PowerPoint presentation, because we usually share with you the recap, the roots of the Reply Sustainable Investment Challenge. We are talking about a fully online competition dedicated to passionate in finance. You may be a student, you might be a professional, you may be, you just to play with us. And of course, to have registered to challenges.reply.com, our amazing platform. And right now we are playing in the first round, the online round of this competition. From the 19th till the 30th of April, we will play online in order to select the best players into this competition that will access the online and final round from May the 12th till the 14th. Again, fully online. The platform is challenges.reply.com, and you can access anytime from anywhere. The question, the challenge we are proposing you is to learn how to invest your $1 million pretend money. So we give you this amazing amount of pretending money, and we invite you to invest them in the best way, to show us the best way to invest them in a sustainable way. So how to make a profit in a sustainable way. The stats right now that I'm updating just for you, actually I've received it from the control room behind me. Those are the stats right now that I kindly invite you guys in the panel to comment together with me. We reached more than 57,000 transactions so far. So a huge number of transactions. We are already exceeding the limit, the threshold reached past year. So an amazing result, even if slightly different. We got 1.6 billion money traded so far, $1 billion traded so far. That is, of course, an amazing amount of money, even if just pretend money. And the percentage of the positive profit and loss and negative is again changing and doing for the right, I would say, because 75% of the players have a positive profits and loss. That is changing again. In the meanwhile, we were playing is increasing and improving. Paolo, may start with you. Would you like to comment on those stats so far?
Yeah, Enrico, thank you very much. Actually, what we're seeing here is that the players are increasingly, let's say, taking the measure of the game. So they're investing more and more every day, as suggested in the past. Even though we still see, I would say, a not negligible part of the portfolio that is left there, sitting without earning any revenue. This is not good for the players, but of course, everyone can have his or her choice in terms of game strategy. What we will suggest here will be something more, I would say, fitting the strategy of the final part of the game, and we will give some disclosures next Friday during the last webinar of this series, where we will present the updates in the game logics. They will be minor changes, it is not going to be a breakthrough. However, we are going to give the first hints about that, together with some possible suggestions about the strategy that can be followed or pursued during the final part of the game. So I would say stay tuned, because it's going to be I would say really important, because it's the last chance to get, as you said in the very beginning, the tips from the backstage.
Exactly. So that we stress this a lot. If you are following the webinars, starting from the first, the second, this time we have the third, but don't miss the fourth one, the final one, because on Friday we will share with you some very important news and tips about the final round. So, worthy, at least for the top 100 players that will access the final round, something you definitely can't miss. Many were already asking how about the webinar recording. They are available on challenges.reply.com through our YouTube channel, so you can easily access all over again the recorded webinars. But of course, by following them live, you are gaining something more, because you can share with us your question and interact directly with the Reply Titanium team, and so with the people behind the Reply Sustainable Investment Challenge. This is for, I mean, those numbers, assuming you guys, you have something to add, Davide, Elisabetta, Mauro?
Well, if I may,
Please.
we can take a little bit of a deeper dive into these numbers.
Sure.
And see that, okay, most of you is trading, and is trading a lot. We have, on average, we can say 24 trade per person. And this is generating the huge number of trade that you can see, the 57,000 trade. And you're doing really great, as we've seen, because 75% of you is, we can say, beating having a positive portfolio. And the repliers are doing even better, for the one watching us from Chick Norris TV, because you are beating the external players by 5%, which is not so easy, because even externals are doing really, really great this time. And if we want to comment for a moment on the buy good, sell bad index, if we have
Sure,
it.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm coming there. Just give me a second. Here we are.
Perfect. As you can see, is still positive. It seems to be okay, only 4%, but 4% it's really, really a lot, because it means that we are beating the average enterprise, the average company listed in the ESG rating by 5% in the average portfolio of the player. So really a great result. It means that everyone, or not everyone maybe, but most of the players are following our indication to pay attention to sustainability. And we will see also from the survey later what would they say. But this is really important, and it can explain why they are doing so great in the profit and loss field. Last thing we noticed from our reports is that there is not a big correlation, not any, we can say, between the number of trades and the actual success or not success of the portfolio. So it is particularly important to choose and cherry pick the stocks that you want to trade incredibly carefully, because this is the only way we can show to succeed at it.
Sure. Would you? I mean, we spend a lot of time, some minutes in better understanding this buy good, sell bad index past time. I would redo it, do it again today, because it's our kind of motto for the challenge, right? The buy good, sell bad. Paolo, would you stress this a bit more for our players? What do we mean with this index? What are we specifically trying to point out?
Yeah, thank you, Enrico. What we're trying to do to point out with this motto, as you said, is to let's say identify companies that are behaving in the right track in terms of ESG behavior, and this can be achieved probably by reading a lot of reports, by relying on the main information that you can find on the internet, market reports, financial reports, etc. Somehow be careful and beware of false friends. By false friends, I mean what is generally called greenwashing or activities like that, marketing activities. For example, I just take the chance to mention a couple of evidence that we have in the whitelist. If you go in the whitelist among the different companies, you can find a company that actually has been trading even not that much, but is within for sure the top 10 in terms of ESG rating that we can find. And the company, and here I'm spoiling a bit, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, sure. You can do it. You can do it.
It's called Ecolab. So it's somehow sounding like something good, and it actually is the case. While, for example, on the other side of the ranking, we have a company that is probably among the worst in terms of ESG rating. I'm not talking about financial performance, but in terms of ESG overall rating. And the company is called Green Plains. So it's suggesting something that might look very good, but actually is just the other way around. It's really a bad choice under the ESG point of view. Fortunately, I would say not a lot of you, actually a very small part of the portfolio we can find that is investing in this company. Let's say worth of the company. So you're paying attention under that point of view, and we can recognize that. What we can see, however, is that looking at the names, there are still a lot of I would say under the ESG point of view, bad companies that have been traded. I would say quite insistently. Just to mention a few of them, we can look and we can find Zoom, Video Communications. Domino's Pizza is one of not so good companies. One of my favorites in terms of bad companies, Facebook, for example, or Netflix. These are not that good companies, but you can find them in the top 10 in terms of volume or trading volume, because they are, I would say, famous. On the other hand, there are very good companies that, as for example, the Ecolab that I mentioned previously, that have not been traded, while other very good companies have been chosen by the players. Just to mention a few, HP, Nvidia, or Kellogg. So we have a good Kimberly-Clark, for example. We have a good mix of both situations. By sell bad, buy good and sell bad, we mean be very careful in choosing your stocks. Again, very common names. I mentioned the still top one in the list. If Davide, correct me if I'm wrong, but the top one is still Tesla in terms of traded volumes, and it's far from being the best or one of the best in the ESG ranking. The same for Microsoft Corporation, for example. So you're still focusing on the appealing of the name, even though a lot of you are doing a very good job in identifying actually the very good catches that are out there in the market.
Paolo, I was smiling because I was afraid of spoiling something, of to say a bit more than what was allowed to say. You say everything, so I'm fine. That's great. So we can, if you all agree, okay, stop me if I'm wrong, don't worry. We are live, so we are doing experimentation right now. We may propose to our audience, if they want, to write down as a comment the stock, the item they would like to trade or to invest in, and we may just say something about it, okay? Just make a face, good or not.
Yes, we can say Enrico, if we are in the good half of the ranking.
That's it.
Not if it's a very good or a very bad, or how good or how bad it is, but for example, is it above the average or below the average? That's the point. Just to give a bit more support to the people that are following also the webinar. It's not spoiling. It's let's say supporting the researchers.
That's it. That's what I would like to. We already have one, I guess, shared by Simone Giacchetta, connected with us. I don't know if he's a familiar replier or differently. Anyhow, he's asking, what do you expect from Alphabet and AMD earning results? I mean, that's a slightly different question. But if I just make a face, guys, you ready? I'm telling you a name, and you make a face about ESG rating, if it's good or not. Okay. Alphabet.
But first of all, sorry, Enrico. First of all, we should ask if she has some support on this from Maria Grazia about
Sure,
the expectations under the financial point of view, because the question is first of all under the financial point.
You're right. Sorry. I was just, playing the game, but then you are absolutely right. Let's go to Maria Grazia about the question and earning results from those two companies.
I have to check.
Sure. Oh, no
Because
worries.
at the moment I can give you exactly the answer about it, but later
so
I can give you exactly the
sure,
my
no problem.
review. Okay.
No problem. We can get back to this, Simone, so stay with us, of course. And we invite, again, all the audience connected with us. If you want, we promise you, we are making an assumption here, that is, a statement, that is, we want to help you. So if you share with us something, we will give you our help, okay? So please, again, interact with us, share your question, but even trying to look for some help. We are here kind of in a matter, in a direction to help. Back for a second to the presentation, because I got to close the round of slides, just because, just to reshare all over again that this competition will have a final round on May 12th to the 14th, and that it has some prizes. So please, to the control room, if you'd like to share the slides, thank you very much. You will see the podium that has that will award our top 3 players out of more than 14,000 registered people to the platform. If you'll be out of the top 3 of those, you will earn as the first a MacBook Pro, as the second an iPad Air, Apple iPad Air, and as the third Apple AirPods Pro. Those are just the awards, the rewards for the top 3 players. But here we are talking about experience, learning experience, and a way to show your talent and your passion about finance. So even by not being in the top 3 of our competition, you will get something. You definitely will get something in a matter of experience, learning journey, and in general, even a matter of having fun and networking with other thousands of players and people passionate about finance all over the world. Of course, even by taking, networking, having the chance to present yourself and your talent to Reply, Banca Generali, and all the other partners part of this adventure. Last but not least, if you want to make good twice, sorry for this, but I would like to reshare it all over again. We have an Instagram filter on the Instagram profile, Reply_challenges. And if you want to play with it and to share a pic taken by taken with our Instagram filter, we have promised, and we are doing it, that for every pic shared, we will plant a tree in our Reply Freedom Forest, so a real forest where we are planting trees all over the world. Thanks to these initiatives and many others, we already have hundreds of trees in our forest, and we are happy, of course, to let it grow a lot. So if you'd like to contribute on it, it's just a matter of taking your smartphone, connecting to Instagram, and using our Instagram filter present on the Reply Challenges. Take a pic with it, and we will plant a tree thanks to your contribution. This is it for the usual presentation stuff that we always share for the attention of our audience. And so we can move on. I see that comments are coming in, and we have Alexandros247 sharing something that maybe, guys, you want to answer. I start with a strange one. Eversource Energy, I think slightly negative, or max slightly positive. I don't know, guys, if any of you have already had the time to check or to make it face. Davide knows it. What's your face on Eversource Energy?
My face is that it is impressive. It is up to you to understand if it's impressive in a bad or in a good way. But it's really
stop, please. Make an impressive face. That's it. That's the face I would like to see. Okay, impressive face. So, Alexandros, you get your tip. Seems to be a nice choice, if I'm right. So, guys, again, we are taking your suggestion. Let me say your request for help. We are here helping you in better investing your amount of money, trying to do the best. Sorry, I'm moving to the question panel, guys. Please interrupt me if there is something that you want to underline. I see another question coming from Tommaso Lombardi. The bonuses are already calculated at the ranking, or we'll see them at the end? I guess that's for Paolo, maybe, but please support.
Yes. Okay. They are already included in the ranking. The ranking is taking care about the profit and loss and of the bonuses. Both bonuses, the one for the holding of the investment, and the other one for the length, the duration of the holding period. So both are already incorporated together with the P&L and possible dividends or whatever. It's included in the cash flow related to the single stock.
All right. Thank you, Paolo, for answering. I see that, by the way, Alexandros in the chat. I love this way that players are already helping the other players. You see, we are a supportive community. We try to do our best to make it smoothly for all the others.
Enrico, if I may, if we want to answer to Simone that we actually forgot about the ESG feedback on these companies, what we could say is that one is actually very good and the other one not so good. You should find out which one.
Okay, one is very good, the other not that good, Simone. So you have
exactly, it's one and one.
Definitely an help. And so, I mean, do your best in order to find out the solution out of it. We are again getting. We have another question coming from Chick Norris Television. So the repliers community sharing, despite the name, what do you think about the ESG rating of waste management? That's something you guys. I know if you're already ready to answer. Anyhow, do your research honestly and do it.
Why should have been not so good?
I get that. That's absolutely wise to say. Yeah, absolutely, Paolo, please, because we are talking about ESG rating. There is a complete, you see, environment and social and governance, and we are talking about something that is wide. And so, why not by managing the waste, you're not doing something good?
Yeah, I mean, you're supporting the management of the waste. So. I don't know if our player meant that was something not so good because of the word waste, but I would think about that.
All right. I will involve again Davide if you want to make the face about waste management. Davide, your face seems to be again. It might be good or not in doing the faces, but seems not that bad in general, right?
It's not that bad,
works.
And I stress what we said at the beginning. Don't fall for the name or the greenwashing. Since ESG rating are becoming more and more important, everyone is trying to show their better face. But part of the competition is to understand what they are really.
I definitely agree with you, man. Prepare yourself because we have many more coming in, and so do your best. I see other comments coming in. Of course, then we'll be back to Maria Grazia for her update. If you agree, we can take a bit. The last 2 or 3 minutes. I was targeting Vlad Lapets saying hi. He's sharing 3 of them: Costco Wholesale Corporation, Marsh & McLean, and Microsoft. I guess that Paolo already mentioned Microsoft before.
Correct.
So we may focus a bit more about the other 2. Let me know once you were ready, guys, or if you have something to share about it. Exactly, Microsoft was already rated as something kind of good. A part of the joke, of course, guys, if you want to say something about it without the face game, even if it's funny. Elisabetta, you had some answers?
Yes, should I make a face or?
As you prefer. With Davide, I am in the position
I could say if it's either giving it a bonus or a malus, meaning that is above or below 3.
Oh, okay. So,
can I say this?
Yeah, I think so. You are the guys behind the game, so I'm fine with your answers.
Okay, so about Marsh & McLennan, it's giving you a bonus. If you invest in it, it's going to give you a bonus.
Okay, so you have it, Vlad, and you can do your best on it. And about Costco Wholesale Corporation, Let's make the face, Davide. You have it? Seems not that good. Okay. I'm in love with the game we just invented here today, guys. I'm afraid we will keep it for the rest of our webinars. If you agree, Maria Grazia, we can start your market updates. And so, guys, pay attention, because here are a part of the jokes, even if we are not joking, because sharing something that is absolutely useful. We will have right now a deep dive into our markets, so something that definitely will help you in your strategies.
First of all, I would like to answer to the people who asked before what we expect about the results of Alphabet and AMD. The results will be published later today. So at the moment we have the actual results, but we have only the average forecast by the research and analysts of the market. For Alphabet, we expect earning per share to be $17.71, a very good increase from 1 year ago, when we have the first quarter of 2020, the earning per share for this company was 10.64 US dollars. So there is an increase of 66.4%. So a very strong recovery from the same period of last year. For what regard AMD, the market expects an increase in earning per share of 0.44 cents dollars. The same result for the first quarter of 2020 was 0.14. So a very strong increase, more than 200%. This is the result for these two companies that we asked before. Then I would like to share with you my presentation. It is only a small part of the presentation we make every week. We have every week in a webinar with our network of private bankers. The presentation is called BG Weekly Market Focus, and first of all, in this presentation, we analyze the results of the markets. Here we will find the most important in equity index of the world and the performance year to date and 1 week. For 1 week, we look at the last 5 trading days. So from Tuesday of last week till yesterday. If we give a look around the world, we can see that the MSCI World Index is all the indexes are very good starting from the year. Only the one we have negative performance. It is the China index, the Shanghai Composite, and the reason why we have this negative result is that China was the first countries who went out from the COVID lockdown, and was the first stock exchange that have a very strong performance during last year. So this year, there is a quite of average of other indices. So there is a recovery in other countries, and so there is a recovery in the other equity index in the world. If we look at the last 5 days, we see a market it is quite a stable market, because all over the world we have a result, a performance only 0.5. But there has been a differences between the different parts of the world. We have a positive performance in the US market, mainly in the NASDAQ side, the NASDAQ index, and this is why there has been a recovery in tech companies in the last week. We have a negative, stable but negative performance all over Europe, because there has been quite a take profit from the revenues and the good performance that this indexes made in the past. We have negative results in the Asian area, led by the Nikkei for the Japanese index, because Japan is having problem with the COVID. There is an increase of people, the contagious. So this is why we have negative. And also was negative China, Hang Seng, only positive India index, even if also in India there is increasing problem with the COVID. In the other area, the market was quite stable. If you look at, but it's important when we have to invest, not only to look at the index performance, but also to the sector performance. And here I would like to focus on Standard & Poor's 500, because I know that you have to invest in the US market. The whitelist companies are mainly in the US market. So it is important to see if all the sectors have the same behavior, or if there is a very strong difference. At the moment, if you look at the Standard & Poor's 500, yes, there is some differences. Consumer staples realized a negative performance, a losses, instead real estate again, but the difference are very limited. So during last week, we didn't see a very strong movement in some sectors, but the market was quite stable and quite relaxed. Even if in the US market we have positive result from companies, because all the most part of companies that publish earnings and results for the first quarter last week gave a result that was higher than the forecast. So they was very good. But we have another things that an issue that was not very positive for the market, and was the decision of Biden administration to increase not only corporate taxes, but also personal taxes for high net worth individual. So for people who have revenues more than $1 million US dollar. So the market was mixed. You can see we have a most differentiation between among the sectors in Europe markets, with the energy the worst, and infotech the best performer. When you have to choose the company, when you have to invest, first you have to look at the sectors, and then to the single stocks, and also you have to pay attention to the dispersion of the performance. It is most important to know if a market is all the most part of the sectors or the most parts of the company have the same behavior. So all the market is positive, even if some companies or some sectors have a better performance than other, or if there is a very big difference between the worst and the best. This is called dispersion. When you have dispersion, you have if you choose you make the good choice, you could have a very good results, and you can have positive P&L even if the average index realize losses. So it's important to look at the market behavior. Then I would like to give you also a view about the bond markets. It is important, even if you invest mainly in stocks, pay attention that the market, first of all, are moved by yields, so far by the bond markets. And so last week, we see a decrease of the yields in US, and this is why we have a positive performance from the US market. Instead, in Europe, you have a stable index, in stable yields, and the performance was very, very poor or slightly negative. US dollar. The USD, it is important for not for you that invest directly in US dollar, but people that invest in US dollar but are euro based, to look at the behavior of the US. And US dollar started the first part of this year with a depreciation, then there will be a recovery in terms of all the developed currency, but also with euro, about against the euro, and at the moment is becoming again weaker. So we think that in the future, in the next 1, 2, 3 months, the US dollar could be weaker than before. Gold stable at the moment, and the oil is decreasing a bit after a very strong performance. The price of oil is very strictly related to the expectation of the development of the economy around the world.
Sure.
Stop. I at the moment you are only to focus of one issue that I found out, studies from AllianceBernstein, and that refers mainly specifically to ESG investment. It is interesting, this study, because as you know, ESG investing is becoming an important feature for all the companies, and the companies started to set ESG goals and objectives accordingly to the sustainability and the sustainable development goals. But not all the companies are at the same level in this path, in this behavior. A lot of them are in a very, very bad situation. But all the companies started to understand that they have to increase their ESG score, and they started to improve all the three ESG part of their business in order to receive a better rating. And what we saw, that the companies with the worst rating but they increased and make a very strong effort to increase their ESG objectives and the ESG in the business, they received the better result in terms of performance. Here you can find the performance 2 months forward, so after 1 year, from an increase of the an upgrade of the ESG score or rating of 2 NOK. And you can see that the worst performance in the past, so the company with the worst ESG score, the triple C is the worst, are the worst company, received the better result. This is the result is not the total performance, but it is the excess performance against the index, the Standard & Poor's index. So what I can suggest you look in detail to all the companies that have made a very strong efforts in some of the 3 components of the ESG goals, and then look at them. And there you can find very interesting history and a very interesting investment to have in your portfolios.
Thank you, Maria Grazia. And that's what we definitely share since the beginning, guys. This is not betting or gambling, but a matter of studying, learning something. So going deep in looking for the best opportunities for your trading, that even if we are talking about pretend money, we are talking about real markets. And so by playing on real markets, you will learn something more. And again, it's not just a matter of being lucky. It's a matter of going deep into the markets and the stories of each company. So thank you very much, Maria Grazia, for your update, even because we had the chance to get in touch with the real bank update. So something really happening. You were mentioning that you slightly before this moment with us live for the challenge players, you were doing the same presentation for your network of private bankers. So something definitely real.
2 hours ago. 2 hours
wow.
ago.
Definitely real. And because of that, I will get back to Elisabetta from the Reply Titanium team, because already asked by our community, but something we were doing anyhow. We are always generous people and helpful people, and we want to let you better understand how do we calculate how you people, you, the Reply Titanium team, you calculate the score of the way the guys are playing. So I don't know if you're already sharing your slide.
I'm sharing.
Don't worry, we can take your time.
Right now.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see.
It's appearing right now. Yes, that's the black box here. So
perfect. Yes, the most screenshotted image of this past few weeks. So again, we let's say how the ranking is calculated. We're talking about the global ranking. So it is the sum of the ranking of each security, included open positions and closed positions. For each security, the ranking value is made up of 3 different elements. It's the sum of the invested value that is adjusted by the bonus or malus you're getting on your ESG rating, and on the number of days you're keeping this security in your portfolio. Because remember, the longer you keep your security in the portfolio, the higher will be the malus or bonus. And this is summed to the profit and loss and to dividends. I wanted also to remind players that in here is not written, but the daily ranking of today, let's say, it's given by the global ranking of today minus the global ranking of yesterday. So it's the difference between the global ranking of yesterday, of today, and yesterday. Remind this. keep this in mind. And in this formula, of course, you don't have access to the rating to which we do have access. So when you try to replicate the calculation, of course, keep in mind that you don't have the exact rating, and so you might find some differences. But I would say this is, and of course, remember about the extra malus that you're getting if you invest on bonds or options that are outside the whitelist. So we all always recommend to invest in whitelist companies.
Sure. Thank you, Elisabetta. That's the screenshot time, as the control room were rightly pointing out. And we hope we have answered to some of the questions coming from our audience. Guys, last 10 minutes sort of for your question, request for suggestion. We can definitely help this time. Today, we are more than, again, helpful in sharing feedback about your willingness to invest in some stocks. And we talked about with Elisabetta, we talked about the quantity. We may go with Mauro Pellicer again from the Reply Titanium team in the quality, or in the storytelling. That's the way I can tell that. So the events that we are on daily basis generating in order to make the game more interactive and interesting for you. Mauro, what's coming next?
Yes, so we don't know what come next. Every day we meet, the Titanium meets, and using a BI tool, we analyze all the position and transaction you made the day before. Of course, we are not talking about the single position. We are more interested about the aggregate data and how you behave. So we evaluate a lot of figures, but most important are two. The first is the ESG score of what you trade most. So if you are trading a lot good, if you are buying good and sell bad. And the other things is what you are undervaluating. So stocks that have a good ESG rating, but you are not trading. So based on that, we define the int. We found some related news and we publish them during the day. That's basically what we do. And we also check that you are reactive from our suggestions. So we check if what we wrote yesterday you catch quite good. And for example, we suggest Hewlett Packard, and yesterday you raised the trading of Hewlett Packard by 10 times. So you are very reactive on that. So that's how. And I cannot say what will come because it depends on how you play today. So that's all.
Thank you, Mauro. Definitely. And I'm happy to share with you the comment made by our friend Andrea Risati, who's saying, thanks, I rebalanced the portfolio following the webinar. Thanks for the tips. You see, we are making one happy friend here that have changed the way of playing. Thanks of our suggestion this time live. So as a share below here in the live streaming, our closing webinar will be on April the 30th, always at 5 p.m. So it will be on Friday and not on Thursday, differently from the past. There we'll disclose some very important information about the final. So don't miss the last webinar we will make live in order, again, to be prepared and to maximize, enlarge your chances to being in the top 100 players that will access the final round of our competition. I see other comments coming in, but thank you, of course, to the control room behind me who's taking care of some offline answers coming in. And I'm speeding up because there is another thing that we had done, and that I guess it's important to be shared with all the others. There is the survey. We have shared with all the players a survey asking for some feedback about the way they were playing, the things that are working well or not so well, in order, to gain some feedbacks, even because that's the only way we can, the only way to improve. That's what we are used to say. I don't know if Elisabetta or Paolo, you want to comment the first feedback we are earning so far. Say that we launched the survey just today and we received something kind of 50 answers, if I'm right, but it's already emerging something, right?
Yes. Yes, as you were saying, we have sent this survey about the strategy that the players are putting into that are using, And I would highlight two questions for now. The first one is that we can see that when the players stated that in choosing companies, they are weighting sustainability and financial dimensions 50%, like more than 50% players are stating that they balance 50% the sustainability dimension and the financial dimension, which is absolutely what we would recommend. As we always say that you in order to win, you have to find the right balance between sustainability and finance, as you can see also from the formula in the algorithm. And then second, I've seen that many players stated that they're only looking at the ESG rating that they find online. About this, I would say that it's of course good to have to focus on the rating that you can find online. Don't only consider one, but try to look at as many as you can find many. And then second, it's very important to also consider some market analysis, to look at the news, because you could also find some important tips on beside the ESG rating.
That's it. For the part, was looking at the other question. So, guys, the invitation, of course, is to answer to our survey. Just because, again, it's the best way we can, the best way how we can improve the way we are trying to engage you in a better investment opportunity. Few minutes to answer some of your feedback. I see, Paolo, you were answering to one coming from our friend B Lights.
Yeah, thank you, Enrico. The second round will begin from here or from startup again. You will be somehow brought to zero again. So whatever you have done so far will not count in terms of P&L and in terms of leaderboard. So you will start from scratch from your $1 million available, but of course, enriched with your experience of what you gained so far. So I would say that even though we are going to change a bit some rules, not the substance, of course, as we will, disclose next Friday, the overall structure remain unchanged. And the important thing is that what you understood and what you researched so far in terms of ESG goodness, in terms of companies you're investing in, will remain 100% valid and true, unless, of course, there are going to be really bad or good news on the other side. On the companies you're investing in. So if a company was supposed to be very good in this phase, probably that will be the case again during the finals. The other thing that I would like to anticipate that we're going to share on Friday is the fact that we will present you some tips on the possible strategies, not related to the companies you have to invest in, but how you can do that in order to take the maximum advantage of the different rules of the challenge. So we're going to give you some hints about how you can let's say, manage your money and your portfolio in order to take the maximum advantage from the, let's say, the trading, the financial side of the challenge, and the overall investment objective of the sustainability challenge. Back to you, Enrico.
Yes, thank you, Paolo. So again, we are stressing in all the way we can the importance, the relevance of our last webinar planned again for Friday, April the 30th at 5 p.m. Central European Solar Time. Don't miss it, even because, as asked by Ivy, anyway, I can rewatch this webinar, miss the beginning. Yes, of course, it will be available on YouTube, so you will have the chance to rewatch it. But by being live since the beginning on Friday, of course, you will not miss anything out of it. And that's very important because of the deadline of our challenge that will be on April the 30th. The online round, the first round online, will end up on April the 30th in the evening. Would you recap for me the deadline time? Would be the 10 p.m., right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry. I was just guessing, was to to be sure about what I was sharing. So again, you will have a few hours from the end of the webinar, 6 o'clock to 10, four more hours actually, to better do. To do your best in order to access the final round aimed for the best 100 players in the Reply Sustainable Investment Challenge. Guys, we reached the end of our third webinar. So even if I would like to ask Davide to make some other faces, we don't have any other requests. So let's see, any last requests for our friends here? How to play, in which stocks you want to play? I give you 1 minute more to do so. In the meanwhile, I would like to thank all the whole Reply Titanium team, of course, for being with us today all over again for the third webinar. But let me say thanks, many thanks to Maria Grazia Dossena, Head of Market Strategy at Banca Generali, because unfortunately you won't be with us on Friday, right? Thank you, Maria Grazia. We are missing you. You are on mute right now. If you'd like to unmute your mic.
I'm sorry. I'm not with you next Friday. I'm sorry.
That's of course. We would like to thank you for all your help during those 3 webinars, and we'll make the final round by, of course, leveraging on your helps and suggestions shared during those 3. The first 3, and thank you very much. And in general, thank you very much to the whole Banca Generali team that for the second year is supporting the organization, the realization of this amazing challenge, open to thousands of players worldwide, more than 90 countries represented. It's 6 o'clock. We are about to end up, but Davide, make your face, prepare, because we have another 2 requests. The first one is Veoneer Inc. And the second one is Weyerhaeuser CO. Those are the 2 requests made by our friend Alexandros. Davide, you know how to react to those? You say so. So what about Veoneer Inc.? Says no, definitely no. That's a no, it's clear. Okay, so that's for the last one, it's kind of easy. And what about the second, Weyerhaeuser? I don't know if I'm right in pronouncing it. He's saying so. Okay, come on, make a better face. He says, okay, it's good. It's good. Okay, you can do this, Alexandros. All right, so thank you very much to all of you guys attending this webinar. That's it for me. And thank you, Paolo, Elisabetta, and Mauro, and Davide, of course, and again to Maria Grazia. We'll be back on Friday, April the 30th, 5 p.m. challenges.reply.com to get in touch for our final webinar. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You all.
Bye.
Ciao. Enjoy.
Ciao.
Goodbye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you.